Uh, well, I think I've been to many conferences in Indonesia in wearing different hats, principally as a parliamentarian or as a government minister. And one of the things I think is usually missing is that there's no follow-up. There's discussion of issues and sometimes agreement on issues and maybe even suggested ways forward. But whether it ever happens, nobody knows because there's no mechanism for a continuation of the process. So the thoughts that were coming out of this meeting that this should be a continuing process that accounts for what was committed to at previous meetings, I think would be a significant advancement on the previous way of doing business. Well, the government-to-government relationship is well established, and there are lots of mechanisms for communication. And business-to-business generally does its thing. It has its own momentum and its own networks. I think the people-to-people linkages, particularly in areas such as education, science and technology, information technologies, those sort of fields that can build more substance into the relationship, I think it's what's missing at the moment, and I would hope that out of this there will be initiatives to add substance in those areas, and as I said, then accountability that in fact what's committed to does happen. I believe that the gap area is in this people-to-people contact. Even sort of the basic knowledge of each other's country is still work in progress. So many Australians visit Bali and don't even realise they're visiting Indonesia. So there's still a long way to go in building that, and I think in identifying issues and areas of common interest and then building upon them and what we can learn from each other is the way to go forward in that regard. Secondly, I guess different from previous meetings I've been to was an emphasis or a determination to use the new technologies of communication as a new tool for building that mutual knowledge and understanding. And it is true, you've now got the mechanisms for to get to a larger group of people through information technology. I suppose thirdly is just still a need for the basics. If you look at it from an Australian perspective, sadly the teaching of the Indonesian language has actually reduced in recent years in Australia. The Indonesian studies courses in Australian universities are really tiny. Most are one-person courses, and so at that basic education level, there needs to be significant investment.